The Avengers. They are by far the most iconic superhero team in the Marvel Universe. Created by writer Stan Lee and artist Jack Kirby, the team debuted in the Avengers 1 in 1963. Originally comprising Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Ant-Man and the Wasp, the Avengers formed to combat threats no single hero could withstand, and over time, the roster has expanded to include a vast array of heroes like Captain America, Black Widow, and Vision, along other ones. Multiple teams use the name Avengers, such as the West Coast Avengers, Young Avengers, Great Lakes Avengers, and even the Pet Avengers, ensuring that their stories are continually evolving and never dull. And thanks to this diversity, the Avengers have been known as the Earth's mightiest heroes. They are frequently facing iconic villains like Thanos, Loki, Ultron, and so many others throughout the years. They have profoundly impacted both the Marvel Universe and pop culture at large, standing as a cornerstone of superhero media, as their influence extends beyond the comic book pages into blockbuster films, merchandise, and even theme park attractions, epitomizing the superhero team dynamic. And their narrative of diverse personalities uniting against common threats has resonated deeply with audiences, promoting themes of teamwork and justice. And their cinematic portrayal has set the standard for superhero ensemble casts, catalyzing the launch of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which revolutionized Hollywood's approach to franchise storytelling and shared universes. The team's adaptability to various social and political climates has kept them relevant and beloved by generations, underscoring their enduring appeal and cultural significance. The X-Men. They are a team of superheroes created by writer Stan Lee and artist Jack Kirby, and they first appeared in X-Men 1 in 1963. Unlike traditional superheroes, the X-Men are mutants, a subspecies of humans born with superhuman abilities, which manifest at puberty. They are often shunned by society due to their mutations, making them symbols for broader themes of prejudice and intolerance. The X-Men were founded by Professor Charles Xavier, a powerful telepath. He created the Xavier School for gifted youngsters to serve as a safe haven where mutants can learn to control their powers and coexist peacefully with humans. The original team consisted of Cyclops, Beast, Iceman, Angel, and Jean Grey. And over the years, the roster has expanded significantly to include many well-known characters, such as Wolverine, Storm, Rogue, Gambit, and Nightcrawler, and each character has his own unique ability and fighting style. The team's primary adversary is Magneto, a mutant with power to manipulate magnetic fields, who often serves as a complex antagonist with his philosophy that mutants should dominate over humans as the superior species. And this conflict between Xavier's vision for peaceful coexistence and Magneto's militant approach towards mutant supremacy is a central theme of the X-Men series. Their comics have explored various complex issues such as racism, bigotry, and other social injustices. And they have also been adapted into a successful film series, various television shows, and like the Avengers, the team has significantly impacted pop culture and remain one of Marvel's most beloved and enduring properties. The Fantastic Four. They are Marvel Comics' first superhero team, also created by writer Stan Lee and artist Jack Kirby. They made their debut in the Fantastic Four 1 in 1961. The team's original lineup consists of 4 individuals who gain superpowers after being exposed to cosmic rays during a scientific mission to outer space. Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, Sue Storm, aka Invisible Woman, Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch, and Ben Grimm, aka The Thing. Reed Richards is a scientific genius, can stretch his body into incredible lengths and shapes. Sue Storm is his wife. She has the ability to become invisible and later develops the power to generate force fields. Her brother, Johnny Storm, can engulf his body in flames, fly, and control fire. Ben Grimm is Reed's best friend and a former college football star and pilot, who transforms into a rock-like creature with superhuman strength known as the Thing. The Fantastic Four is not just a team but also a close-knit family. Their stories combine superhero antics with soap opera-like drama, exploring themes of family, responsibility, and humanity. The team often confronts their arch-enemy Dr. Doom, a brilliant twisted scientist and ruler of Latveria, whose rivalry with Reed Richards fuels many other conflicts. And over the decades, the Fantastic Four has been involved in some of Marvel's most significant storylines, including the discovery of the Negative Zone, encounters with the alien Skrulls and Kree, and pivotal roles in events like Civil War and Secret Wars. Their explorations and adventures often bring them into the broader cosmic landscape of the Marvel Universe, where they interact with entities like the Silver Surfer and Galactus, the planet-eating Titan. Their influence extends beyond comics into animated series and movies, and although some of them have seen mixed success, they remain an integral part of the Marvel's legacy, and they are soon to be integrated into the MCU, next year to be specific, so hopefully they're gonna get the worthy adaptation every comic book reader was waiting for. The Defenders. They are a superhero group known for its less conventional lineup and its status as a non-team, with members coming together as needed rather than functioning as a cohesive unit like the Avengers or the X-Men. The Defenders first appeared in Marvel Feature 1 in 1971, created by writer Roy Thomas and artist Ross Andru. The original core members of the Defenders were Doctor Strange, the Hulk, Namor, and later the Silver Surfer. Each of these characters is a powerful entity in their own right, and their combined forces typically tackle supernatural or mystical threats that are often outside the scope of more mainstream superhero teams. And over the years, the roster has seen a wide variety of characters, including Valkyrie, Nighthawk, Hellcat, and many others, reflecting its nature as a flexible and often temporary grouping. The team's missions are usually characterized by a loose alliance, with members joining forces to address specific threats that often require their unique abilities and then disbanding. In popular media, the Defenders gained renewed attention with the 2017 Netflix series, which reimagined the team to include Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist. This version of the Defenders focused more on a street-level crime fighting in New York City, contrasting with their often cosmic and mystical threats faced by their comic book counterparts. The Inhumans. They were first introduced in Fantastic Four 45 in 1965. They are a race of genetically altered human beings who have developed superhuman abilities due to exposure to the Terrigen mists, a vapor emanating from the Terrigen crystals which are central to Inhuman culture. They live in the hidden city of Attilan, originally located on an island in the Atlantic Ocean, and later relocated to the Moon and then back to Earth. Their society is structured as a caste system, where each member's role is determined by the abilities they gain after exposure to the Terrigen mists during a coming-of-age ritual. The most prominent members of the group are the royal family, which includes Black Bolt, the king of the Inhumans, whose voice can unleash incredibly destructive shockwaves with the slightest whisper. He typically remains silent to avoid causing unintentional damage. There's also Medusa, Black Bolt's wife and queen, who has the ability to control and elongate her hair with great strength and precision. Crystal, Medusa's sister, who can manipulate the four classical elements, air, fire, water, and earth. Karnak, a cousin who has the ability to see the flaw in everything, allowing him to deliver devastating strikes and solve complex problems. Gorgon, another cousin who has hooves instead of feet and can generate seismic shockwaves by stomping the ground. Triton, Gorgon's brother who is adapted to live underwater and appears more fish-like. And Maximus, Black Bolt's brother, often the antagonist who has strong mental manipulation powers and aspirations to overthrow Black Bolt and take the throne for himself. Their storyline often revolves around themes of genetic ethics, isolationism versus interventionism, and the responsibilities of rulers versus the needs of their people. They frequently come into conflict with the rest of the world due to their secretive nature and the powerful implications of their technology and powers. In addition to their comic book appearances, the Inhumans have been featured in a live-action TV show and various animated series, with Black Bolt also showing up in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness as a member of the Illuminati before dying by the hands of the Scarlet Witch. The Eternals. They are a race of immortal beings in the Marvel Comics universe, created by Jack Kirby, and first appearing in The Eternals 1 in 1967. They are the result of genetic experiments on early humans by the Celestials, a powerful cosmic entities. The Celestials intended to create a group of protectors for Earth, who would safeguard the planet from threats, both terrestrial and extraterrestrial. Two of their key characteristics is immortality and powers, whether it's superhuman strength, flight, or the ability to project cosmic energy in various forms. And they can also manipulate matter to some degree, which varies from one Eternal to another. Their members include Icarus, who's often seen as the leader. He has the typical range of eternal powers, but at a higher level. He can fly, project energy, and is incredibly strong. Circe, known for her love of humanity. She has the ability to manipulate matter, transforming one substance into another. There's also Athena, a fierce warrior that can form weapons out of cosmic energy and is a skilled combatant. Ajax, the spiritual leader of the Eternals, and can communicate with the Celestials, and Gilgamesh, the strongest of the Eternals, and he is known for his incredible strength and fighting ability. Like I said, the Eternals were designed to be the defenders of Earth, and they often find themselves in conflict with the Deviants, another race created by the Celestials, marked by genetic instability and monstrous appearances. They have a complex society with a rich history that spans thousands of years. They have their own traditions, laws, and hierarchies. They are divided into various factions based on their philosophies towards their responsibilities, with some taking an active role in guiding humanity and others preferring to remain hidden. They made their cinematic debut in the MCU with the 2021 film Eternals. The film expanded on their background, providing a broader context for their existence within the MCU, and exploring their relationships and moral dilemmas. X-Force. Created by writer Fabian Nicieza and artist Rob Liefeld and first appearing in Marvel Comics' New Mutants 100 in 1991. X-Force is a more militant and aggressive counterpart to the peacekeeping X-Men. Initially led by the time-traveling mutant Cable, X-Force was conceived as a proactive strike team that engages threats before they could endanger mutant kind. The original lineup of X-Force included characters from the later issues of New Mutants, such as Cannonball, Domino, Warpath, and Shatterstar, with each member bringing their own unique combat skills and powers into the fray. And over the years, the roster has seen many changes, including notable members like Wolverine, Deadpool, and Psylocke, reflecting the team's evolving mission and the shifting dynamics within the mutant community. Their operations are characterized by a willingness to make the hard choices and take actions that the more mainstream superhero teams might avoid. This has often placed them in morally ambiguous situations, dealing with complex themes of security versus freedom, and the ethics of preemptive action. Their stories are action-packed, featuring high-stakes espionage and combat scenarios that delve into darker and edgier aspects of the Marvel Universe. The team has also been featured in various media, especially in Deadpool 2. In the movie, Deadpool decides to form his own version of X-Force to protect a young mutant from Cable, who has traveled back in time with intentions to kill the boy. Deadpool 2 uses the concept of X-Force with a characteristic blend of humor and irreverence, which differs from the typically more serious and combat-focused tone of the team in the comics. The movie version of X-Force serves both as a parody of and a tribute to the original team, which helped introducing the group to a broader audience. Guardians of the Galaxy. They are a band of interstellar heroes who first appeared in Marvel Comics in 1969, created by writer Arnold Drake and artist Gene Colan. However, the version most people are familiar with today debuted much later in 2008. Created by Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning. This modern team gathers characters from various parts of the Marvel Universe, each bringing unique abilities and backgrounds to form a rather unconventional team. The core members of Guardians of the Galaxy include Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord. He's the leader of the team. He's a human-alien hybrid who was abducted from Earth as a child. Star-Lord is a charismatic and often cheeky leader, skilled in combat and strategy. Gamora, known as the deadliest woman in the galaxy. She was raised by Thanos to be an assassin, but later turns against him and she seeks redemption for her past crimes. Third, we have Drax the Destroyer. Driven by a desire for vengeance against Thanos for the death of his family, Drax possesses superhuman strength and a warrior's spirit. Rocket the Raccoon, a genetically altered raccoon with a penchant for weapons and tactics, and despite his small size, his fierceness and tactical genius are unparalleled. And finally there is Groot, a sentient tree-like creature who can only say "I am Groot," and he's immensely strong and can regenerate from almost any injury, providing both muscle and heart to the team. Together, the Guardians of the Galaxy tackle threats that are often too big, dealing with cosmic foes and complex conflicts that span the galaxy. Their stories are a mix of action, adventure, and plenty of humor, as they often find themselves in bizarre and unpredictable situations. Their popularity surged with the release of the Guardians of the Galaxy film in 2014, directed by none other than James Gunn. The movie was praised for its vibrant visuals, memorable characters, and its soundtrack, which became a character of its own right through Peter Quill's beloved mixtape. The film and its sequels helped redefine expectations for the superhero genre, blending humor with a deep emotional core, all set against a sprawling cosmic backdrop. And this cinematic success has cemented the Guardians of the Galaxy as one of Marvel's most beloved and distinctive teams.